जी हाँ दोस्तों, तो क्या वाकई मतदान खत्म होते ही आधी रात को ईवीएम में डाल दिए गए थे 17 लाख वोट? खुद मोदी सरकार में वित्त मंत्री के पति का चुनाव आयोग पर ऐसा विस्फोटक खुलासा। स्वागत है आप सभी का। आप देख रहे हैं द राजनीति का विशेष सेगमेंट खबर और विश्लेषण। मैं हूं जबार खान। तो क्या वाकई राहुल गांधी समेत विपक्षी पार्टियां जिस तरीके से जो कुछ कहती हुई आ रही थी 2024 के लोकसभा चुनाव के नतीजे आने के बाद वही अंतिम सच है? आखिर सरकार में केंद्रीय वित्त मंत्री निर्मला सीतारमन के पति मोदी सरकार भारतीय जनता पार्टी और केंद्र सरकार के खिलाफ, चुनाव आयोग के खिलाफ ऐसे ऐसे विस्फोटक खुलासे जिनको बताते हैं पब्लिक डोमेन में आकर के रख करके, क्या देश में एक बार फिर से इस देश की राजनीतिक दशा और दिशा को बदलने के लिए किसी समूह के साथ कुछ करते हुए दिखाई दे रहे हैं? आखिर इसका इंपैक्ट क्या होने वाला है? क्या यह मामला पूरा कोर्ट में जाएगा जिसकी बुनियाद पर जांच होगी? क्योंकि दोस्तों, यह खुलासा जो कि इस वक्त जिसे कथित खुलासे के तौर पर देखा और कहा जा रहा है, मैं उन्हीं के शब्दों में हूबहू आपको सुनवाऊंगा कि आखिर उन्होंने कहा क्या है। अंग्रेजी के अंदर सरल भाषा में उन्होंने किस तौर पर एक एक स्लाइड चला करके एक एक चीज़ों का पूरा डेमो दिखा करके किस तरीके से चौंकाने वाले खुलासे किए। और इनको इग्नोर इसलिए नहीं पूरे तौर पर नहीं किया जा सकता क्योंकि खुद ये तो वित्त मंत्री के पति हैं, यानी कि भारत के अभी के वित्त मंत्री निर्मला सीतारमन के पति हैं। तो सवाल ये है कि अगर वित्त मंत्री निर्मला सीतारमन के पति कुछ भी ऐसा बोलते हैं जो कि केंद्र की मोदी सरकार के खिलाफ है, भारतीय जनता पार्टी के खिलाफ है, चुनाव आयोग के खिलाफ है, या फिर लोकतांत्रिक देश के अंदर लोकतंत्र की हत्या जैसा है। लोकतांत्रिक देश में चुनाव ही सबसे महत्वपूर्ण होता है दोस्तों। चुनाव की जीत और हार ही सत्ता में कौन होगा, सरकार में कौन होगा, वो डिसाइड करती है। तो जब उसी को एक तरीके से कुचलने के बाद वो अपने अंदाज में फैक्ट्स रखने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं, तो फिर इस पर क्या कोई न्यायिक फैसला आएगा? दोस्तों, आज मैं कुछ खास ज्यादा ना बोल करके अपनी तरफ से किसी भी तरह का, न इस पक्ष का न उस पक्ष का, बल्कि खुद केंद्र की मोदी सरकार, मोदी और शाह की बेहद खास निर्मला सीतारमन, जो कि एक वक्त में भारतीय जनता पार्टी की सिंपल एक प्रवक्ता हुआ करती थी, कैसे उन प्रवक्ता को उठा करके वित्त मंत्री के पद पे बिठाया गया। और उन्हीं वित्त मंत्री के पति किस तौर पर जो बातें रख रहे हैं, अगर वाकई वो चीज़ें इस्टेब्लिश कर दी जाएं या हो जाएं, तो एक झटके में मोदी सरकार भरभरा करके गिर जाए। आइए आपको सुनाते हैं और दिखाते हैं क्या कहा है वित्त मंत्री निर्मला सीतारमन के पति ने।
Whatever data, whatever figures that are used today are all from the Election Commission of India, their press conferences, their portal, or the APCU's press conferences as reported in the media. I did not contribute any piece of data to this. Now, these are just a fact sheet. You have 4,13,33,702 registered electors. That is the total electorate. And 80.66 was the polling, which would come to 3,33,39,764. In our state, the total booths were 46,389, and the average electors per booth average is 892. There are about 14 constituencies which had about 1,000 thereabouts, 1,007 in some and 1,030 in some other. At 5 a.m., the CEO of Andhra Pradesh had announced that the polling was 68.04. As of 8 p.m., the polling was a slight increase to 68.12. It's just about 0.08%. And that comes to overall state, comes to 33,064 votes between 5 p.m. and 8 p.m. Then at 8 p.m., as of 8 p.m., the polling was 68.12. And at 11:45 p.m., the Election Commission told us that the polling percentage had gone up to 76.50. And 4 days later, next one, 4 days after the polling day, the polling percentage was 80.66, that is the final figure. But after the final figure was announced, before that, on 13th, the polling day, late night, AP CEO had announced that polling was still continuing in 3,500 booths, and it ended. The last person to exercise franchise did that at 2 a.m. That's 14th early hours. He announced that in the morning of 14th. I'll just recap. Final figure was announced on the 17th, that was 80.66%. That was an increase of 4.16% after 11:45 until 2 a.m. That amounts to 17,19,248. That's the gross voting between 11:45 and 2 a.m. But please keep in mind that this polling happened only in about 3,500 booths, not the entire state. The total hike, if you want to recap, between 5 p.m. on the 13th May 24 and 2 a.m. on 14th May 24 was 0.08%. Between 5 and 8. Between 8 and 11:45, 8.38. Between 11:45 and 2 a.m. in 3,500 booths, it is 4.16%. Altogether comes to 12.62%. Gross voting is, as I said, 33,000 odd between 5 and 8. Between 8 and 11:45, it works out to be 34,63,767. And 11:45 to 2 a.m., it comes to 17,20,000, roughly 17,19,482. So altogether, it comes to about 52 lakhs odd. We'll take a quick look at the pace of voting. Until 5 p.m., that is 10 hours, because the polling started at 7 o'clock. The polling percentage was 68.0%. From 5 to 8 in 3 hours, it was only 0.08%. From 8 to 11:45 in 3 hours 45 minutes, the increase was 8.38%. That adding 34,63,767. However, but between 11:45 and 2 o'clock in the morning, the addition was 4.516, which amounts to 70,20,000. Because this happened only in 3,500 booths. On an average, this was 491 votes per booth. It is an average. It could be less in some booths, it could be more in some booths. But If it is less in some booths, it necessarily have to be more in other booths. Suppose it was 490 in a booth, then in some other booth it has to be 491. So that's how the average works. I don't want to go into every data point, but I want to narrow it down to just these 3,500 booths. And let me be a fly on the wall in one of the polling stations. Let me tell you what I would have seen there. It's 3,500 booths, 491 average per booth. 11:45 to 2 a.m. It's 135 minutes. What does 135 minutes, 491 votes per minute? We had 3.6 votes. So let's say 3 votes. Let's say 3 votes. I mean, generally, if it is 0.5 or more, it's 4. But anyway, let's be a bit conservative. Let's put it at 3.6. Roughly 3 voters a minute. That means 20 seconds per vote. And please remember, Andhra Pradesh had simultaneous polls for Assembly and Lok Sabha. And because there are 2 machines and 2 compartments, each machine has a dead time of 7 seconds. Because once you press it, then VVPAT, the symbol flashes 7 seconds, and then go to the second one. 7, take it out. If you take out 14 seconds of this 20, then you're left with 6 seconds. Then what does a voter has to do in the 6 seconds? 20 seconds, let's say. You enter, because I'm a fly on the wall, remember. Somebody entered, and he or she met the party agents, polling agents, showed the slip, then went to polling officer number 1. Polling officer also checks, then goes to number 2. Number 2 takes your signature or thumb impression and puts the indelible ink. Then another officer activates the machine. You go into the compartment, press it, then go to the next compartment, press it again, and then come out. All this was done in Andhra Pradesh in 20 seconds. And that's our specialty.
Takes more than 20 seconds to describe. You say it.
Okay. What happened in that booth? I'm still on the wall. See, till 5 p.m., 68.04% was the polling, which means that if you take the average size of the booth, 68.04 is coming to 606 votes. Then between 5 and 8 p.m., you added 7 votes. Another 7 people came and voted. Between 8 and 11:45, 74 voters came and voted. However, between 11:45 and 2 a.m., in 2 hours 15 minutes, the 135 minutes as I said, we had 400, we have a room only for 37 votes. Because you had to, your maximum was 724, 80.6, 80.66. But the ECA data, as we divided the entire gross voting by 3,500, it comes to 491, which means 454 were over and above the votes that had room for. And if you add 491, that comes to 1,178, whereas no booth had such number. Average number was 892, as I said. Next. And if the hike is in select booths, in targeted constituencies, then you had seen, just go back one slide. This could be the result. Next one. Yeah. Next one, please. It can slaughter people and candidates and parties. It can also lift some political parties. Fantastic heights. Now the question arises, are the victors in this passive, unknowing recipients of the bonanza? Are the vanquished innocent victims? I don't know. Next, please. What I can say that this raises very serious questions about the integrity of our electoral process. Therefore, the 2024 AP Assembly mandate becomes questionable. I want, all of us want, credible answers to the concerns that we have raised. Next, please. So far, what I have presented to you is agnostic of who is a winner and who is a loser. I'm not bothered. I'm also not claiming that had that not taken place, we could have had in Andhra Pradesh another government, another chief minister, another MLA in my constituency or different MLA. I'm not saying that also. It may be, it may not. Instead of winning by 10,000 votes, somebody could have won by just 2,000 votes. I'm not questioning the outcome, final outcome. But even if there is one vote difference between what was actually polled and what was counted and what was reported, it has to be a concern for all of us. The whole process looks suspicious. I'm also not trying to hazard any guesses on how this could have happened. Is it man or a machine? I'm not going to do that. I just want answers to this. I want to know how this wonderful feat was achieved in Andhra Pradesh.
अब दोस्तों आप राय बनाइए, आप तय कीजिए कि इस देश में चल क्या रहा है। अपनी राय कमेंट बॉक्स में जरूर लिखें।